Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together how to just peace out, right? And this sounds so simple, doesn't it? Sometimes it's the simple stuff that's the hardest to get, right? Sometimes we miss it. You know, last week, one day we talked about the crowd that had followed Jesus. He had fed the 5,000, and then they came to the other side of the sea looking for him, and he's like, "You're just following me for the food," and they're like, "Oh, give us a sign," and he's like, I just fed all of y'all with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, a little boy's lunch, fed 5,000 people, and you still want a sign?" Well, there's another story that's similar to that today. So I want to take a look at it because, and my point again is this: sometimes it's the simplest things that we overlook. Somehow they didn't get that Jesus did like this miracle that we were going to be talking about for thousands of years later. They missed the whole thing because they just wanted food. They just said, "Oh, can you give us another lunch? Because we're back for lunch. We're back for lunch. Order up," right? And so they were missing the point that Jesus was the miracle worker, that he was the bread of life, right? And so they missed it, even though, and they were like, "Give us a sign, show us a miracle if you're really who you say you are," you know. And he's like, "I just did a miracle. You're following me because I did a miracle, but you just want lunch, right?" And they missed the whole thing. Who knows who actually ended up following Jesus? Maybe that little boy did. Can you imagine being the little boy and watching the lunch you gave, that just handed to the disciple, feed this crowd of people that was on the side of the mountain, right? So sometimes we overlook it because we get locked into our thinking. Well, there's another story, and this is a really familiar story, and it's in Luke chapter 1, and this is Zechariah and Elizabeth. Zechariah was a priest, and they were actually older, so it was beyond, and she was barren. But I love that it says this: Zechariah and Elizabeth were righteous in God's eyes. What an awesome thing, right? What an awesome thing to be said about you. And then it says they were careful to obey all the Lord's commands and regulations. Now remember, this is Luke. It's the New Testament to us, but to them, they're still living in the Old Testament. Jesus hasn't come yet, so they're still living by the Old Testament rules and regulations and all the festivals, all the laws, and that's their guiding light, right? And so he's serving God in the temple. It was his term. He got the law. It was his term to go to the temple, and he was on duty that week, and he goes into the sanctuary to burn incense in the Lord's presence to keep the fire going, right? And it says, while the incense was being burned, a great crowd stood outside praying. That's really cool. I like that picture in my head, right? Zechariah was in the sanctuary when an angel of the Lord appeared to him, right? Just bam. And it says standing to the right of the incense altar. And it says Zechariah was overwhelmed with fear. I would be too. I have no judgment here, right? If bam, an angel's just standing there, right? And the angel said, "Don't be afraid, Zechariah. God has heard your prayer, and your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son. You're going to name him John." You know, he goes down through this whole thing. You'll have great joy and gladness, and he's going to be he's going to be filled with the Spirit before he's even born. He will persuade many Israelites to turn to the Lord their God. We know the story of John the Baptist. We're looking at it from this side. It's plain as day from this side, but he's looking at it from the other side, right? And so he'll be a man of the Spirit and the power of Elijah, the prophet of old. He will precede the coming of the Lord. So the angel's telling him all of this. And then Zechariah says this: "Give me a sign that what you say is true. How can I know? I am an old man now, and my wife is well along in years. How can I know this will happen? Give me a sign." And the angel said, "I'm Gabriel. Here's your sign." John was missing it. The angel gives him this message. An angel appeared before him and says, "Look, this is going to happen." And he's like, "Well, I need a sign." And he's like, I'm Gabriel. I kind of am a sign, right? I'm like an angel. Did you see any other angel in your lifetime, right? And so he kind of missed it because it was right in front of him. So he's asking this angel that's standing in front of him for a sign when the angel is the sign, right? That he's telling the truth, that this is going to come to pass. And I thought, how do we sometimes miss what God is doing? And for us, now this wasn't a simple thing. This wasn't simple because they were beyond years, like Sarah and Abraham. Really, it was not possible in the natural. It wasn't possible if they looked at it with their natural eyes and understanding the age of their natural bodies and that she had been barren all these years. I mean, come on, she was old enough that she was beyond childbearing years, right? That had run its course, and she was beyond that. And so it was an impossible thing in the natural. So it was a big thing. And he just wanted another sign. But I love it because Gabriel goes, "You want a sign? I'm Gabriel. I'm Gabriel from heaven. God sent me from heaven to tell you that you're going to have a child. I am your sign," right? And so I found that really funny. Y'all may not see that funny, but he's like, what sign do you need? You've got Gabriel standing here. And so I was thinking about that and how hard. Can you imagine if God walked into your living room and told you something that was completely impossible? Would we believe it? Could we grasp it? Isn't it the same thing sometimes with peace, even though that's a much simpler thing, right? That he gave us his peace, that he loves us with an everlasting love, that he won't take it back, that he gave us his grace and his mercy. These things are much simpler than, they don't look like a big miracle, but if you ain't got no peace and then you got peace, it's a miracle for you, right? It's a huge thing when you have that peace and sometimes you can't even explain why you have peace in a situation. And you can't understand, when we're overwhelmed with his love every once in a while, you have this sense of, wow, God really loves me. When we really get that, that is kind of miraculous, because we think he's so far away when he's really right here. And so all these things that God has given us, they aren't as complicated as having a baby when it's past time to have a baby. When your body can't literally do that anymore. We see that through the scripture. There's so many stories of women who were barren and God touches them and brings life. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. But isn't that a parallel? Can we sometimes feel in this world is so crazy. It's so harsh. It's mean, right? And people are mean these days. It's a different world, and it can be overwhelming. But to know that God is right here with us, with his peace and his love and his grace and his mercy, that is a miracle. When we have peace in the middle of all of this junk that's going on in this crazy, crazy, very hostile world. That's what Paul told Timothy, though. He said, it's going to get really bad. I'm like, yes, I can testify. It's gotten really bad. You can't even hold a conversation with a person, right, as an adult anymore. This is weird. But in the middle of that he can give us peace. Maybe it's not quite like the natural phenomenon here of being barren and being past childbearing years and having a baby, but it's still pretty remarkable when we have peace in situations when it wasn't expected, or we know we have that grace to get through something that was really, really hard. And God gives us wisdom to know how to handle it, how to answer other people, how to work, whether that's finances or relationships or career moves or finding the right church, whatever it is for us, right? It's still remarkable when God walks into our day. It's still remarkable when he gives us that peace. It's still remarkable when he gives us the wisdom to make decisions when we thought there was no way. It's still remarkable. And sometimes we brush that off as nothing. But I got to say, having his peace ain't nothing. Because, like there's lots of things going on in my world that could break me. But God, but his grace, but his peace is still here. And to me, that's a parallel to being barren and having life. It's a parallel. It's nothing you can't really compare the two, right? But it's still a parallel, because when I thought I was broken, I thought I was down for the last count, I thought he was not going to fulfill the vision and the things he told me he was going to do with my life. And then all of a sudden I look up and we've done it. And I'm like, wow, we're walking it out. It's phenomenal when he makes the barren areas of your life fruitful. It's a miracle when you look at a situation in your life and you think it was what was going to take you out spiritually, right? And you realize he's brought life. He can put that life, him giving us that peace, the grace and mercy, his undying love toward us breathes life into those barren areas of our lives. And we can just go, wow, God is so cool. There's a scripture in Isaiah that talks about how he brings water, he brings streams in the desert, and he brings the dry places, he causes them to bloom. And that's still a miracle, y'all. We may not get Gabriel. I don't know that I want. Everybody that saw an angel in the Bible was scared, except for Samson's daddy. And Samson's daddy said, I didn't get the message. I have some questions. God, can you send the angel back so I can ask him some questions? And God did. I love that story. That's like, just blows my mind. God did. He sent the angel back and he goes, okay, I got pen and paper now. Tell me, I got to ask these questions. What's he going to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do about this? What wisdom is that, though? Just ask God for the angel to come back. He's the only person I know of that wasn't scared of the angel, right? I'm like, I need to know this dude, right? I need him for a bodyguard sometimes. But it's like, God puts that life in places where we thought there was no way in this situation I could have his peace. And it's there too. We'll go into something else, because life is always throwing stuff at us. We face different things as a nation, as a city, as a state, as in the world, and we think there's no way. And all of a sudden we look up and go, God said, yes way. My peace is still here. You can't make it go away. You can make the choice to not walk in his peace, to not learn more about his character, to not walk in the word, but you can't make any of that go away. So he's putting life in those barren areas of our lives every single day. And today I'm just going to sit back and take a big drink of water that he has caused to run through the desert of my life, right? Because it's just amazing that his peace is really simple, and we can miss it because it's simple. We don't need a sign. We don't need a sign. We just need to let what he's already given us reign in our hearts. The peace he's given us reign in our hearts. So look for him today. He's in your day. He's there. He didn't. Where would he go? And if he wasn't there, where would he be? He is in our day. He's in our nights. He's in those hard times. He's in the easier times. He's in the rough times and the smooth times. And he's in it all. And he's got us covered. He's got that. We've still got that peace that he gives every single day. So don't be like John, asking for a sign from an angel that appeared in front of you. Don't ask for a sign. Don't ask. Just go to the word and go, I'm going to believe this today. Just today. I'm just going to believe it. Every moment of today, I'm just going to go back to, I believe he gave me his peace. I believe he gave me his grace. I believe he gave me his mercy. I believe he loves me. That's going to be my task for the day. That's why I'm going to peace out. Peace out. Have a great day. I'll see you again.